Does anyone remember this lovely lady? I sure do. During the 80s, Ann Jillian was a force to be reckoned with. More on that, plus an update on what she's doing these days in just a moment, but first let me introduce myself. Hi folks, my name is Dave Sundstrom, and I like to think of myself as something of a pop culture historian, especially when it comes to music, movies, and television. Simply put, I love talking about this stuff. So with that said, let's get rolling. I think the very first time that I saw Ann on television was as super sassy waitress Cassie on the ABC sitcom It's a Living.
This fall, the ABC program king is serving up the laughs. With It's a Living, the hottest new gang of girls ever to hit television.
Oh, my goodness. Debbie Boone.
I'll drop those 5 little beauties right in after Barney Miller on Thursday.
I dated a pilot once. You dated everything once. Have you dated anyone twice? Yeah, once.
Independent women trying to make it on their own. All that real-life emotion.
That's deep.
Bingo!
Although this was the first time that I became aware of Ann, apparently she'd been in the entertainment business since she was just a young girl. She appeared in movies like Disney's Babes in Toyland and Gypsy with Natalie Wood, and a steady stream of TV work followed. But like I said, it was It's a Living where Ann caught my eye. And although she was great on that show, ABC canceled it after just 2 seasons, which gave her the chance to jump networks and join the Jennifer Slept Here project over at NBC. I must admit that I was more than just a little intrigued by this TV Guide promo ad for the show's premiere. Holy cow, the show looks more like some sort of teen coming-of-age comedy than anything else. I was there for the premiere episode, and I've got to say, I really did enjoy the show. So, on Jennifer Slept Here, Ann plays a famous movie star who's dead, and for a variety of reasons, does not want to leave her prior life or her Beverly Hills mansion behind. 14-year-old Joey, played by John P. Navin Jr., and his family show up, and Jennifer realizes heaven can wait because this family really needs her help, even if she is a ghost. Like I said, I really enjoyed this show, but sadly it was not a hit, which allowed Ann to return to It's a Living when it returned to the airwaves in 1985, this time as a first-run syndicated program. Ann reprised her role as Cassie for the show's 3rd season. And around the same time, she also released her first full-length album, which was a collection of songs written by Steve Allen. About a decade later, the album would be re-released with a new title. But that's it, it's the same collection of songs. I'm getting ahead of myself a little bit here though, so let's get back to the mid-80s when Ann disclosed publicly that she had breast cancer. For that reason, Ann's appearances during season 3 of It's a Living were significantly reduced, and ultimately, she chose not to return for the show's 4th, 5th, and 6th seasons. Her story was chronicled in the 1988 NBC television movie, which she co-starred in along with Tony LoBianco.
Ann Jillian, the star who had it all, until...
I think we're looking at a cancer situation.
What are my choices?
A modified radical mastectomy of the right breast.
Together with her husband,
I could live without anything but you.
they turned tragedy into triumph. Her story is an inspiration to all women and the men who love them.
I'm still here, babe.
A powerful drama from the woman who lived it. And now, the Ann Jillian story.
You know, I really like this lady. She's been married to the same feller for over 40 years, and no, she didn't find her husband while working with him on a TV show or in a movie. Instead, Andy Murcia was a veteran police officer. And even after marrying Ann, Andy didn't immediately hang up that badge. He chose to serve and protect for a few more years before becoming his wife's full-time business manager. In particular, Andy manages Ann's personal appearances as a singer and as a motivational speaker. From everything that I've heard, Ann does a great job of delivering a really unique message of hope. Her performances are both uplifting and inspirational. Ann's talks are peppered with stories from her life, as well as the music that she loves most. While Ann continues to be a speaker in demand, she did purposefully pull back from acting because she wanted to be a hands-on mom to her son. Because of that, she hasn't been seen on TV or in movies for over 2 decades. What was her last role? It was a guest spot on Good Old Walker, Texas Ranger, during that show's 9th and final season. Throughout her career, Ann has always tried to give back. Early on, she would travel with Bob Hope and entertain U.S. servicemen and women who were far away from family and friends. For obvious reasons, Ann is also passionate about supporting the American Cancer Society. And she has also given of herself to help support St. Jude's Children's Research Hospital. Quite frankly, I find it inspiring when, after doing my research to make one of these videos, I learned just how giving a celebrity can be. Last year, Closer magazine sat down with Ann for an interview on her 70th birthday. It's a lot of fun to read and easy to find right here on the internet. Just Google Ann's name with Closer and you should be able to find it. I love that Ann said that the secret to 43 years of marriage is that the two of them, they still try to out-nice each other. What a great idea. Alright, let's wrap things up with one more picture. Did you know that the 1982 television movie where Ann starred as Mae West is one of her favorite roles? I certainly didn't. Now it's your turn. Please share your memories of Ann in the comments section. And while you're at it, I would appreciate a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And what the heck, why not consider subscribing to my little channel? I talk about music, movies, and mostly TV from the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. You know, the good stuff. But most importantly, and as always, thank you so much for watching.